The city of Pomona is very proud of all the hard work and effort that went into this Casa Colinas. It's difficult not to go on and speak a lot about it, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that will. But as far as the shining stars and the jewels of Pomona, Casa Colinas is definitely it. And I'm not just saying it because I'm a patient here, it's because I'm also a patient here. And unfortunately, I've been a patient here a couple times. Most recently, I'm in therapy under Dr. Patterson. But I can tell you, they work miracles here. And the people come in. I had my stepmother here before she passed, years after she left here. Came in here a complete wreck, came out, she was ambulatory, she was walking. And I tell you what, it made a difference in all the lives in my family by having her back on her feet. They don't just treat the patient, it's like they treat your entire family. And I'd like to turn it over, I think now to Congresswoman Grace Napolitano, the great and powerful.
Thank you, Elliott, and it is indeed a pleasure to come back to Casa Colinas. This is one of my favorite places in the whole world for a number of reasons, but I won't elaborate on that. I thank all the donors, to all the doctors, to all the people that make Casa Colinas, because without Casa Colinas here, this wouldn't happen to a lot of people, that they could get well, be ready to go back to living a normal life or a semi-normal life. But it's always a pleasure to see Dr. Loverso and the great work that's going on in continuing to work. But most of all, congratulations, Dr. Loverso and everybody else on the extension, on the new transition, on the new living center. It is a little hard for me. I don't represent Pomona anymore, but my heart is still here, and I will come back anytime you want me to. So thank you very much. God bless you, and congratulations on this beautiful, beautiful new building. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thanks for you all for coming. I know it's hot in the sun, so we're going to go quick. First, I'd like to recognize my fellow board members that are here this evening. As I announce your name, if you could stand and stay standing till all the names are mentioned. Frank Alvarez, Bob Balzer, Gary Kripe, Don Driftmeyer, Sam Crow, Bill Dwyer, Stephen Greger, Mary Lou Jensen, Dr. Jose Rodriguez, Jean Tanzi, Dr. Joe Eunice, Mark Warren, and our newest board member, Dan Park. If we could get a big hand for these guys. Thank you. I also want to thank all the employees of Casa Colinas. You make our jobs as board very easy. You guys come to work here every day with smiles on your faces and give world-class treatment to the patients we serve. So really, without you, we'd be nothing. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all our employees. And also thank you to all the doctors who put the trust in us to treat their patients here on a daily basis. Finally, I'd like to thank the man whose vision it was 17 years ago when he came to Casa Colinas from Boston and had the vision to build not only an acute care rehab facility, but the beautiful new med-surg surgical facility you see behind you. Without him, none of this would be done. We wouldn't be standing here today. He works tirelessly for this institution, and we are honored to have you as our CEO. Dr. Loverso, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I want to thank you all for coming here today for this very, very special day to help celebrate what a lot of people would think is the final phase of this vision of the board of directors that has been in place for about 20 years. And I want to talk a little bit about that. But first, I would like to recognize some people that facilitated this expansion of this magnificent facility that I have in back of me. Organizations that have supported us financially. People like U.S. Bank, thank you, U.S. Bank. And if Matson's in here, Richard Matson, thank you, wherever you are in the audience. San Manuel Band of Mission Indians, thank you very, very much. You got to give it up for these people. They have been so supportive. The Amundsen Foundation, the Henry L. Gunther Foundation, the Ralph M. Parsons Foundation, and I'm hoping that Brian Panish did make it in, of Panish, Shea, and Boyle, who about 4 months ago gave us a check for $1 million to support the treatment of brain-injured adults on this campus. And the representation came from past patients. A guy named Marco Ferreira and another family named the Freemans. And they stood up and gave us $1 million. Thank you, Brian, wherever you are. Thank you in the crowd. I know we will not disappoint you as we move this ball forward. But yes, this is a very special day in the history of this wonderful, wonderful institution. And as we expand what we already have, and that is and you'll see it today, 3 ORs, 1 procedure room, 6 ICU beds, 25 med surge beds, and we couldn't be more thrilled. It opened up about a week and a half ago, and we're already filled to capacity for the amount of nursing that we have available to us. This expansion complements our already 68 rehab beds. And Modern Healthcare about 5 months ago named us the 13th largest provider of rehabilitation in the United States of America. And yeah, it is a fabulous, fabulous thing. Behind us right here, and behind you, in front of me, we have 42 residential beds designed specifically for the treatment of spinal cord injured patients and traumatic brain injured patients. 78 beds up in Apple Valley and Lucerne Valley, a comprehensive outpatient center where we treat neurologically involved patients, orthopedic, sports medicine, and so many other things. But we'll do about 80,000 visits this year alone in our outpatient. Children's Services, to your left, to my right, one of the largest autism programs in Southern California. We're so very proud of that with our relationship with Mass General and with a woman named Margaret Bowman. Our ADH program, I saw Mary Lynn sitting there, Mary Lynn Barber, who has taken us through some very rough times in ADH, and we're so thrilled to have this program on our campus. Behind me, in front of you, we started moving the vision a little bit and the attitude a little bit about 8 years ago with the building of an imaging center and a surgery center. The surgery center was a joint venture that we did with the local physicians, the neurosurgeons, GI docs, orthopedic surgeons, anesthesiologists, and it was a way that we can embrace each other on this campus and really have a win-win. The minute that happened, Casa Colinas' credibility started screaming up because of the involvement of so many doctors. Soon you will see a dialysis center and a vascular lab. I saw Dr. Bien, and we're so thrilled that Dr. Rizvi and Dr. Bien are spearheading this, which will complement our urgent care center, our pharmacy, our durable medical equipment facility, and multiple physician services on this building. Building number 9, one of my favorite buildings right now on this campus, houses 5 of the best neurosurgeons in Southern California. We're proud to be part of them, and I hope they'll always be proud to be part of Casa Colinas. But none of this, not one thing, could have been possible without the unwavering leadership and support of our board of directors, who defined a continuum of care not seen anywhere else in the Western United States. Much like the nonprofit board in the 1930s, who defined a hospital for children with polio, this board of directors will leave a legacy that only a few boards in their lifetimes can imagine. It's quite extraordinary. I want to have my board my deepest appreciation for your support, for all the backing that you've done, all the hard work. These are nonprofit members, they're volunteers, and I'd like to have special recognition for Mr. Stephen Norwin, our chairman of the board. We also want to recognize our elected officials here today. We have the mayors of Pomona, Claremont, Laverne, and Glendora. And my heartfelt thanks to a good friend, Congresswoman Napolitano, who has always been here for me and for Casa Colinas. Thank you, Grace, for gracing us here today with your presence. Well, many of you have come up to me in the last couple of months and have asked, it must feel good that it's finally done, that it's finally completed. And my response today is the same as it was 15, 16 years ago. This is not where it ends, this is where it begins. We are on to bigger and better things. For example, our payers, our physicians, our referrers need other services on this campus. Things like skilled nursing facilities, home health care agencies. These are all things that we have to be defining into the future. And I hope my board just didn't get weak in the knees. But this is really not where it ends. This is where it truly starts, with the opening of these 99 beds, these 42 beds, the 78 beds up in Apple Valley. We are so thrilled with the progression of Casa Colinas to run at 100% occupancy. We'll see over 17,000 patients this year as inpatients, well over 80,000 patients and outpatients. And I want to thank the staff of Casa Colinas from the bottom of my heart for all of your hard work. It really is behind your power and your leadership, your support, and more your patience that we are capable of doing all of this. So thank you to the staff of Casa Colinas. We also know that we live in a healthcare environment that's going to be defined by collaborations and partnerships and joint ventures. And we see consultants lined up along there, Steve Valentine and Linda Perry and Barbara and Mary Wood. You've been here with us since the beginning. I appreciate everything that you've done for us and the guidance and making us more intelligent in our decision making. Thank you. But you well know that we are in an environment that requires to explore every single option that we have. And in that regard, I would like to thank and recognize people that are here from San Antonio Regional Hospital, Pomona Valley Hospital, Citrus Valley Hospital, Arcadia Methodist. Thank you for being here, and UCLA. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Once again, I want to thank the staff of Casa Colinas, the ones that even aren't here anymore. There was a guy named John Cherry that 18 years ago we set off together as my CFO and a CEO that hardly knew each other. And John guided us through so many challenges, financial challenges. And we're blessed to have Dave Maroney, our new CFO, that kind of fell in our laps from Ohio. Dave, we love having you here and thank you for everything that you do. But it's not the C-suite that really makes Casa Colinas work. It's the nurses, it's the housekeepers, it's the people that are sitting knee to knee with patients every day that perform the miracles. We are indebted to every one of our nurses, every physical therapist, occupational therapist, every neuropsychologist, speech pathologist, and I have a thing for the housekeepers and for the dietitians. We thank you all. Thank you for your support after so many years. So let's one more time give it up for that staff. They are really, truly remarkable. And any patient that has come through here will tell you how wonderful they are as we achieve 94, 95% patient satisfaction quarter after quarter and year after year. But there are a couple of other guests that I brought with me tonight that I would like to recognize, and I hope you bear with me. First and foremost, my wife, Denise. She's got her hands full with one of the babies. My daughter, Nikki, my son-in-law, Anthony, running with the other twin, and my two grandsons, Vincent and Cyrus. We love you guys. We just love you. My oldest and dearest friend, a person that I used to walk to school from kindergarten through high school. I am so thrilled that she's here today. Kathy, thank you. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Thank you.